Hello, YouTube. We are live. We are here for our Walk with Jesus Wednesday. We're excited that you're here. We just wrapped up week 2 of the 31 days of wisdom from women in the Bible. Cheryl, what have been your thoughts so far?
It's really good. I've been reading just the devotional and going over the reflection questions in my head, not necessarily on paper, but it's been good questions. I think I've always heard from my coaches, like the better questions you have, the better answers you'll get. And
Oh,
I
yes.
love that our questions are pertain to when they're living questions. So to the moment that you're in. And I love that these stories are all about women. I still love it. But
Yes.
yeah, a lot has happened since last we had Mother's Day in between too. I was telling Candace, I was like, a lot happened like since we last talked, which was yesterday morning. Um, but I'm glad that we get to continue this journey. And it was week 2 was Courage and Boldness. And we heard from not heard, we listened, I don't know. We read on Deborah, JL, Rahab, Ruth, Naomi, Hannah, and Abigail. And if you just think about it, like those are a lot of some of the names that I know in my life, but I never knew the stories behind them.
Yes. It was nice to like learn more of the stories. Some of the stories, not even gonna lie, I'm like, what in the
Oh, I know.
when I start reading some of the stories. But courage and boldness was a theme that I kept seeing throughout so many different areas, platforms, communities this week. And even, I mean, it's no surprise that in our own lives, like we were experiencing it. And we were kind of talking about this a little bit yesterday and how we want to kind of get a little bit vulnerable here for everyone who's watching, just because we know that through vulnerability, connection make is deeper. But also hearing other people's stories, it invites you to get more vulnerable yourself. So last week, um, if you're new here, you don't know, Cheryl and I have been called to, well, okay, let's rewind a little bit more. Candace was called to build a community for God a couple years ago. And I didn't really know what exactly that looked like. And then last year I finally stopped being so stubborn and I was like, all right, God, all right, you got this. Like last summer, I was like, all right, you got this. I don't know what it looks like. I don't need to know. You're going to show it to me. You're going to make it very clear. And so then we start walking out, and Cheryl and I, like Cheryl got let go from her job. And then, and we started the Besties on Purpose podcast. And well, before that, we did the Unleash Your Purpose challenge. Then we did Besties on Purpose podcast. And in that time frame, we started thinking we were being guided to lead this community with other people, other women. And we thought the community was only for women. And when we started kicking that community off, which we launched January 11th of this year, 2025, it felt so fire. Like I'm like I was reflecting last week on talking to my friend Tamara, and I was like at the coffee shop and she just got so lit up, and I lit up, I say obviously, it's obvious to me. I lit up Cheryl, I lit up my friend Jess. I'm like, "Listen, I don't know what this is, but this is what it seems like." And they're like, "Yeah, I'll come check it out." And then they're like, "Yeah, I want to be a part of it. I don't really know what part I'm going to play," but they joined in. But then last week, so fast forward a little bit, January, February were good. February starts feeling something's, there's shifts happening for all of us, the leaders there. And then in March came, early March came, and it was like one of the leaders was like, "I love you guys, but this is not what I'm feeling aligned to do." And then we're like, okay, we also were kind of feeling like Besties on Purpose was taking like a whole evolution of itself. And so then we decided to dismember that group and dissolve the group. And Cheryl and I were like, all right. Cheryl said, "I'm burning all the boats. Like I'm going all in on Besties on Purpose." And that felt great. Like we're on fire. We were coming. And then all of a sudden it felt like it didn't feel not great. It just felt like stalling-ish. And we're like, okay, we're not completely confused. We got all these things. Like, which way do we go, God? And last week was really the week where I started getting like a little bit of doubt. And this is where the vulnerability piece comes in. A little bit of doubt came in, like, did we do the wrong thing? Like, were we not hearing the right way? Was that us, God? Was it you? Like, and I got still and I got quiet. And I actually think it was one of the days where I was actually catching up on the devotionals where God reminded me, no, I called you to this community. Like, this will be it. You have to have. And I heard it was like whispers. It wasn't really like a whole conversation. So for those who don't really hear God or don't know if you hear God, it was kind of like a little nudge of trust. I heard like trust. And then I would hear like I think it was Sunday, Monday, I was hearing like trust me even when it doesn't look like, like it's coming to fruition. So that was my vulnerability. Cheryl, did you have anything else to add in there?
Yeah, and I think we go along with our themes. But I think it's always divine timing. So Deborah was bold leadership, JL, unexpected bravery, Rahab, redemption and courage, Ruth, loyalty and purpose. And I think that, and then Naomi, God's restoration, Hannah, persistent prayer, Abigail today is wisdom and peacemaking. And I don't know, is that today? Yeah.
That's today, yeah.
It's today. But I think the one that kind of stood out was loyalty and purpose, and it's Ruth. And I kept going back to Candace. I was like, okay, what are we doing this for again? And like, I know it should be like drilled in our hearts, but it like truly isn't drilled in like our vocabulary because it's something new we're
Yes.
building. And I know that when people start new journeys or something different that they're not used to, like I was in the government space where everything was told for you to do. You had to be in all the boxes and you couldn't do anything outside of the box. Besties on Purpose is everything outside of the box for me.
Yes.
And it could be in someone else's box, but if you look at, I'm pulling up the text message where we talk about loyalty and purpose. And Ruth just didn't follow. She chose obedience over comfort, and that's like the hard part. I think that was the part
Yes.
for me and like I was feeling not comfortable. I was like, okay, like not that there's like so many like there are bills to pay and all these things, but just not feeling comfortable that I can't well, I don't know if it's so I'm just like checking myself before I say this. That like who's holding myself back from the obedience over comfort? And what does the comfort feel like? Is comfort actually comfort, or is it just the ways of the world that we don't
Mhm.
necessarily feel um and I kept telling Candace and she kept telling me, I don't know who kept telling,
It was
but it's
both.
like like in the mirrors, it says things may appear bigger than they seem, or I think smaller than they seem. I don't know what
Yes.
does
Yeah.
it say smaller or bigger?
Things are closer than they appear.
Ah, closer than they appear. Our mirrors say that every day. And was saying like things are not what they appear.
Theme. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like when we're creating Besties on Purpose and we've created now the ambassador circle, like we didn't even know that was there until it was there. And
Right.
I was like, okay, what is the ambassador? What do we want in our ambassadors? And I was like, this is what we want. And we were finessing it. And it's like you want to live your life in the overflow of God's goodness. You want to be supported by others who choose God daily, even when it's hard.
Yeah.
Life's hard. Um, I was talking to my kids this morning. I was like, you talk to God when things are hard, but you can also they can be a little bit hard or a lot of bit hard. So we could talk about and I just saw whether I saw no, no. Um, and so just like a baseball game or like Hunter being sick all week. Those are hard things sometimes for moms. That's like out of your routine. You want to be transformed by God. And that was a big thing for me because I was thinking, I was like, I'm gonna make a reel with all my personal development books and then just shove them away and just put the only book that I want
Yes.
to be read
Oh
in.
my gosh.
Came
Yes.
to me yesterday. And it's like I've read all the books, I've listened to all the podcasts. I still listen to podcasts because I see them in a different light now, but it's like we don't want to be conformed by the world. We want to be conformed by our creator and living more like Jesus because he gave us examples to how to live and choosing his way over culture's pull. I told Candace I've been seeing all these reels on Instagram, people like dressing differently before they met Jesus or like being different before they met Jesus. And then they show their current version. And I'm like, we didn't really change our appearance, but we've changed our minds. Like
Yeah.
our mind filters are a little bit different. And yeah. And so we're chasing kingdom purpose alongside besties who get it. And so that's what like being an ambassador is to us. And there's so much more to be built in the ambassador circle, but we want people to be in there that want to help us build it too and to see like give us ideas to how to grow it. And we're going to get ideas for whatever. And I
Yeah.
told Candace we might be touching people that we don't even
No,
ever.
we definitely are. It's not a might. We
Yeah.
are. I know
Yeah.
we are. We already
So
are because
yeah.
people will tell me, like, oh, this, oh, that. And I'm like, I didn't even know you saw that. Like
Yeah.
yesterday, actually, prime example, my brother, who hasn't even attended our Bible study in a couple weeks because of work, he messaged me yesterday and was like, thank you so much to you and Cheryl. I want to like, because he was telling me and like how he showed up and listened, he leaned in to God and had courage to pursue the impossible after taking rest, even though he was on limited time to get an outcome produced for his company. And then he was like, I have you guys to thank. And I'm like, I don't know what we did, but you're welcome. So
Wow.
we are impacting people even when we don't know it. And another thing we wanted to kind of bring to light and kind of share with you, we wanted to talk about the mission statements of the two collectives. So Besties on Purpose is our community, and there's two branches of this. We have the collective, which is free for every single person. It's where you come before you believe, like you maybe you're a little bit curious, maybe you were hurt by a church, maybe you were, who knows what it is. Maybe you still believe in God, but you feel like this disconnect, and maybe you don't know if you believe in God. You come before you believe or when you believe, but you're still looking for that deeper relationship that you, like Cheryl and I were talking yesterday. We're like, I don't know that I actually had a relationship with God. So we want to be that inspiration for everybody, whether you're paying or not. Okay. So we want to make Jesus approachable. We want you to experience spiritual growth in such an exciting way that you can't deny like the relationship. Or you
Right.
decide for yourself, which if this happens, I want to hear about it too, because I don't think it's possible to come into our collective and not walk away loving Jesus. But you may also just decide. We want to help you decide what is the best fit for you, right? And we don't have any judgment. We're not like you have to do what we do or do it how we do it. Like, no, this is not a religion. It's not a cookie cutter, like, hey, you fit in this box or not. If you're not in the box, you got to go. No, we want you to come in and we want you just to see through us and our guidance and also bring some more of your own, that kingdom connection. We want to make it accessible for everyone.
Yeah.
Then, like Cheryl was saying, the ambassador circle is our next, like, who's ready, who's committed to strengthening and growing with God and community on purpose, in purpose, for purpose. That's what the ambassador circle is for. We're like, okay, I'm curious, and maybe you don't even need to get into the collective to know that this is for you. We hope that you just come straight into the ambassador circle, because we are on a mission to expand God's kingdom and to learn from each other and to awaken ourselves and each other and you guys to your God given assignments on this planet. And the assignments will change and update and everything along the way. But in the ambassador circle, it's where our faith starts overflowing and kingdom purpose is awakened.
Yeah. And I love that it's all about the overflow. And that's something I discovered more recently. It's like we don't have to live in the obligation. We have there's
Yes.
obligation, but it can feel like an overflow. And I loved our podcast. So if you haven't listen to our podcast or watch the YouTube episode, we talk about routine and relationship and other women, Mary and Martha, in
Mm.
the and their story. So it was so good. Um,
Mm.
but I was trying to bring up today in the Bible app that it's I don't the
Oh,
whole
it's
Bible
so
app,
good. It's the U version Bible app for
the
anybody.
U version Bible app,
Mhm.
and they talk about like God didn't promise us a like a perfect life. He
Right.
there was a life we have a life of trials and tribulation, but I this is something I heard new today was like blessed or blessed, whatever we want to say.
Bless. Yes.
Blessed equals happy.
I
And
wore that
I'm
shirt
wearing
on
it.
purpose. Did you know? Did you notice?
I I heard it when you were talking about it. But yeah, blessed equals happy. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's really cool." So like you could feel happy in the moments that feel like trials too. Like I think I've heard it in like a lot of different like blissful discontentment or I don't know. There's all these types of words, but like blessed. Blessed is that word for us and today I was hearing so now we're inviting, like, our purpose is to invite people to have a relationship with God through the Besties on Purpose Collective, through our YouTube, through Ambassador Circle, like if they want to go deeper. Um, dang. And so once we so first question, like, let us know what your relationship with God is. Is it close? Is it, we put a poll up in the Besties on Purpose Collective Facebook just to see, like, is it growing? Is it distant? Like all these different things. Um, and that thing just like my mind. Okay, so then
What
I'm
did?
gonna go.
Don't tell me. Let me in.
Seriously, it'll come back. Um, but then
Left.
that brings up even today, like the overflow. We overflow into whoever's around us. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I was starting to listen to a podcast. It's called the Herself Podcast. And the thing that was mentioned before the podcast is like we have now modern relationships and we have lots. I don't know about you, but I have friends from different eras.
Mm-hmm.
And like even in that era, I went to go see my friends this past Friday from my desert era when I lived in the desert. And I feel like they're like modern friendships are like a spoke on a bicycle. So like you're the connector of all of the people in there. And I feel like at that last thing is like I used to be the one, let's do this, let's do that, let's do that, but never like no one ever really like just talked to each other. I was
Yeah.
like the connector of that group.
Yes.
And so we can have many friends, but we could still feel alone. And I think I was like, "Oh my gosh, that totally makes sense." Because um because those people don't sometimes don't talk unless you're there. Or
Right.
they're just an example and they probably do talk, but I don't know. So but not everyone talks.
Right.
Um then I wanted to bring it to like, okay, if you're that person and that relationship that is never ending is with God.
Yeah.
And that you can go to the Bible, you could talk, and it can feel lonely at the same time because it's just with God. Or that's why we have the Ambassador Circle. That's why we have the Besties on Purpose Collective. Even with Candace, like I met Candace through shampoo. Like how would that even happen in a normal, like in the normal world? Um, like it happened for on purpose, for a purpose. and that we get to invite people to have a relationship with God. And I think one of the things was said to me like, it's is it a religion? I was like, no, it's not a religion. Everyone thinks something with God is a religion, and it's not. It's like you can go to any type of church and you can still have a relationship with God that's your own. When you
Yeah.
have a relationship with your plants, it's your own. When you have a relationship with your dogs, it's your own. But you have to tend that relationship. It can't like just be
Yes.
like that one meeting, like we're gonna do craft night tonight and everyone goes, but like the things that we have created are ongoing, and a relationship with God is something you can have ongoing, even though you're not in the season we're in, but you could still have that relationship with God. I think that was like the moment for me. Um, but yeah, we're talking a lot, but we
Well,
gotta
and well,
go backstage, but yeah.
yeah, we got to get backstage for
Yeah.
our Ambassador Circle members, but also our May Circle Insider members. If you are
Yeah.
not yet one of those, you can do that. Check out our link in bio or find us on any of the platforms. But I wanted to talk just a little bit about the obligation and versus the overflow, and that aloneness. Like, I know Cheryl sought the shampoo company because she felt alone and she saw the community that was there and available. And that is what I'm hoping for our communities, our Bestie on Purpose communities, is that I envision us at these having these events, whether they're online, in person, both. It is both. But people seeing and it being such a contagious energy to know that, yeah, we are all there in person. And so, but I also want everyone to feel that overflow from God, so that that it flows out into the community members and outside of the community members. I want people to see that, and that's the vision that's been laid on my heart, is that this community is so blessed with favor of that relationship and the richness and the abundance that's going to come with that. Not necessarily richness as in like money, but the richness of like fullness of life, this happiness, right? The happiness that comes with that. And Cheryl sought that shampoo company because she actually felt very alone, even though she had all these friend groups. And I, even though we were military and we moved all around, and I made friends everywhere I go, and I kept friendships, and I was the connector, like Cheryl said. I'm the middle of the spokes. I too felt alone, but it wasn't the community that I saw. For me, it was a different path, but that led me to the community. And then having that experience when I came in was a true inspiration. And I know there was a piece of God's whole plan for me to guide me to leading and building these communities, because now I have an experience to like say, okay, that was kind of cool. That was a culture. How do we create culture? And so that's where we are here. We want you to step off the freaking obligation wheel of life. Like, stop it. And this is for men, women, everybody on this planet. Your life is more than whatever you think you're obligated to do. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. Your life is more than whatever you think you're obligated to do. Whether
Yeah.
you think you're obligated to fold the freaking laundry sitting all around you, to go run all the kids to all the appointments, to provide for your family, you are more than whatever you think that you are obligated to do. So step off that obligation wheel, step into the overflow of God and the relationship that He is standing there knocking at your door. It tells us in Revelation somewhere that He is knocking. If you will just open the door, I'm getting God chills everywhere right now. If you will just open the door, that pressure that you're carrying around, oh, by the way, He wants to take that away from you too. He tells you multiple times in this book over here, multiple times, I want to take it. Give me your burdens, right? It's easy. If you just give it to me, stop carrying the weight of your obligations and start living in the overflow of God. Okay. All
Uh,
right. And we're here to help you with that. So we're going to die. We're going to jump off YouTube. If you're not yet in the ambassador circle, come join us. And replays are always available because we know different time zones, different countries, different, all the things and life. So we love you.
and wait,
Go ahead.
if they want to still be part of the
Yes.
month of May text thread, we're starting week 3 tomorrow for women. Text women to 850-888-5182. You could still be part of it. You'll join when we go, but we have things come in the works for that too. So
Yes. So exciting. All right. We love you guys on YouTube. We will see you next Wednesday. And you can join us if you want to before then. Tomorrow we have a circle activation call for our ambassador circle. And on Tuesday morning,